and welcome back to Metroid Prime. I've switched controllers. Sorry. It's hard to keep my hand in the same position between recordings. By the way, I just wanted to mention, I just remembered something over in the Chozo Ruins that I totally fucked up on. So, where...
Oh, good, yeah.
Not that.
Looking.
Okay. So, over in this area, you see that little... You see this little horseshoe-shaped thing jutting out?
It looks like a magnet.
Or magnet. Well, horseshoe, magnet, same shape. Yeah, there's a little hole, if I put the map here, that on the right-hand side that you can, like, jump into with the morph ball and go through there, and there's a missile expansion in there that I completely missed. I'll probably pick it up on camera, but I just remembered that it was a thing that I'd missed a few episodes back.
Mm-hmm.
I should have grabbed it, like, as soon as I could. I even went back in that exact room. I even went back in that exact room to get another missile expansion in the same room that required me to shoot something. So you think I'll just walk up and grab the... Fooled you! You know, Samus, you could probably have grabbed it while it was moving down. Oh, by the way, between episodes, I changed to my controller, so hopefully we don't have any weird pointer issues. We did have a bit of a pointer issue once it got synced, but I think it was because it was just more so the system got confused.
Yeah.
Something I can't do with, like, dual stick is to jump straight up and aim straight down as quickly and accurately as I can here.
Yeah.
Okay. I remember somebody reviewing Metroid Prime Hunters and saying, like, how accurate and smooth the touchscreen is, but it hurts their hands because, you know, they're using the frickin' stylus, and I'm thinking, just use the thumb strap that came with the DS.
I think most people forgot that thing exists.
Well, you know, I think we've also established that most people are fucking idiots, but what do I know? Okay. I know I can be insulting.
Also, was that included with the DS Lite?
No, it was not.
And there's your problem. Most people own the DS Lite, I think. So there you go. I've solved the why don't people use the thumb strap thing.
To be perfectly honest, the thumb strap was actually easier to use with the DS Lite because of how much smaller it was. You had less... Shit. I mean, as someone who uses the thumb strap with the new 3DS XL, I can definitely tell you a smaller system is easier to use a thumb strap with. Like, no question about that.
So yeah, that is interesting. It's like, we're always like, man, people should play with a thumb strap. But it was only included on the first DS system. And there have been a billion different versions. Like...
Sheegoth, supreme predator of the Fadrada Drifts. Excuse me. Supreme belcher of the Fadrada Drifts. Okay, basically, it's invincible until it starts breathing heavy. I have to... Once it starts breathing heavy, I can shoot missiles at it. You can also plant bombs when it starts breathing heavy. It'll start breathing heavy after it uses its ice breath. Ah, daggone it, I missed.
Yeah.
Another way you can get it to breathe, if you shoot just willy-nilly, its back absorbs your beam shots. And if it absorbs enough, it starts shooting energy shots at you. Which is another way you can get it to tire itself out.
No, okay, you know, I've been thinking about this for a minute and thinking, okay, is this a topic worth discussing? And I think since we are playing a retro game, it probably is. And we can discuss Rare in this too. Is a development studio its developers? Or is it the type of things that they develop? Because, and this is a good thing to bring up, because aren't, like, the people that developed the Metroid Prime games gone now?
Not all of them, no.
Okay, not all of them.
A few key people have left Retro Studios, but it's not like the situation with Rare. Like the last I heard, some of the people that developed the first Metroid Prime, the Metroid Prime trilogy, are still there.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting. Okay, you won. Get the thing. That's how you could describe a lot of Metroid. Get the thing. Actually, that's just how you could describe a lot of games in general.
Well, let's wave beam this goodbye.
Is that the name of the episode?
I don't know.
Because we need an easy name.
I don't know.
Because we need.
I don't know.
Because we need.
I don't know. I don't know. One thing I don't like about this version is, like, in the GameCube original, when you charged beams, there were, like, little graphical effects. For example, this would have, like, all kinds of electricity going all over the place on your cannon. They took those away in the Wii version for whatever reason. Probably because, you know, you can make the cannon angle in different ways, and the graphical effects weren't designed around that.
So like the whole developer thing, it's like, because like for Nintendo, they are getting a lot of new people now, but they're still all being kind of like trained by the old people.
Well, you know, I mean, that discussion could go for any kind of company.
That's true.
Or anything, like, just take sports teams, for example. At any minute, any player could go or be contracted out. You could get a new owner.
Yeah.
All kinds of shit can happen, and people will still remain loyal to certain teams, regardless of the fact. It's like, what are you remaining loyal to? Exactly. And that's a very interesting thing. Like, is a brand, like, Nintendo as a brand still seems to be doing Nintendo's own thing, despite the fact that they've gone through so many presidents and the like.
Yeah. I think one of the things that makes me, like, think about this is just the existence of things like Playtonic. Specifically because it's like Rare, the original Rare, when it first came out, Rareware, was like made up of all these crazy talented people.
Well, actually, they were originally called Rare before they were Rareware.
And now they're back to Rare?
Yeah.
That's funny. It's like Prince, and then formerly Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince, and then it goes back to Prince. So yeah, it's like they made all these awesome games, and then it's like they went to Microsoft, and a lot of the developers who worked at Rare for a long time left, and now there's a whole bunch of different people there now. But
and they don't even make the same kind of games that they used to.
Don't even make the same. They're still called Rare. They're still making video games, but it's not the same people. And it's I mean, the Pirates game looks pretty interesting. It's not something I'd be interested in, but I guess I could see it being a Rare thing.
Well, you know, did you know Banjo-Kazooie was originally going to be a Super Nintendo RPG about pirates?
Yeah. In fact, they had the character who was going to star in that game as like a he cameoed in Banjo-Tooie, didn't he?
Actually, there's a picture of him in Banjo-Kazooie.
Huh. So he like did a like little reference twice.
Oh, and he wasn't going to be the actual star. I think he was going to be the villain.
Oh, okay.
But don't quote me on that. Research.
Did we even need to see that, really? It's just so obvious.
No, but it goes in my logbook. It's part of my scan percentage.
Yeah.
And if after I break it, I can't scan it.
It just sounded like you were going to read it for a second there. Let's see. But yeah, it's just weird because like all the developers and people that I know for Rare are in a completely different company now. It would be equivalent to.
I think the company really is less the people that work there and more the ideas that the company represents.
Yeah.
Which is the real reason why Playtonic is the new Rare and not because it's just the old developers. It could be all the old developers, and if they don't stand for what they used to stand for, it still wouldn't be the new Rare. And people could say, well, Yooka-Laylee isn't a very good game. That's like, come on, people. They've been out of the game for so long.
Yeah,
you expect them to be... And I've also heard, because most people played the console versions of the games. Most people have played the... Oh, research object. Spinner. Yeah, I spin right round, baby, right round in the thing with the boost ball. To make this thing do its thing, to flood the thing. Oh no, the flood doesn't start yet. Stupid flood. Damn Halo. Anyways. Like, what I'm trying to get at, though, is, you know, they're obviously out of their prime. No pun intended.
Yeah. Yeah.
They're obviously not where they used to be. But, and as I was trying to get to, most people played the console versions. I have heard that the PC version is the version Playtonic made directly, and it doesn't have as many problems as the,
Oh yeah, because someone else ported it to the consoles!
Uh-huh.
Disappointed!
So, you know, that's something to think about. Let's give us something to think
Probably
about.
the most negative review I've seen for that game is from Stop Skeletons from Fighting. He really didn't like that game.
Yeah, I haven't seen the review, but I saw the tag. What was his major problem with the game?
You know, that's a good question, Mega Man. I'm trying to remember what his main points were. Actually, one of his points was, and I don't like think this is like 100% necessary because of how Mario games work currently. But one of his points was for Banjo-Kazooie, you had the note trails like they'd leave little note trails throughout the world that would kind of lead the player in the new areas, and they don't have that in Ukulele. And he's like, oh, they should have had this, and maybe, but at the same time, Mario didn't need to do that.
Mario doesn't have coin trails.
Mario doesn't have coin trails. Mario just... I think Mario has other ways of leading the player. But, honestly, we're at 15 minutes, so we could, like, continue this next time.
And I'm at a save point, so...
Right, so we got, usual stuff, subscription button, and all those lovely playlists, including the Metroid Prime playlist in the upper right. We'll see you next time!
I'm wave beaming you goodbye!